Last night, Los Angeles felt like the center of the world. And it wasn't because of a movie premiere or an awards show. It was because Kris Jenner, the matriarch of reality TV royalty herself, turned 70 in the most Kris way possible, with a James Bond-themed birthday bash that blended Hollywood sophistication with unapologetic star power. The venue was a private Beverly Hills mansion, transformed into a cinematic dreamscape of velvet drapes, mirrored bars, soft gold lighting, and the hum of Rolls-Royces gliding up to the valet. Guests poured in dressed like they were stepping off the set of Casino Royale. Sleek tuxedos, glittering gowns, martinis everywhere. And yet, even in a room full of A-list celebrities, business moguls and music legends, one couple's arrival completely shifted the energy: Prince Harry and Meghan Sussex. When they stepped out of their car, it was that pause the crowd kind of moment. Harry, effortlessly suave in a tailored black tuxedo, crisp white shirt, and the kind of confidence that doesn't need a crown to be seen, offered his hand to Meghan Sussex, who emerged like a vision of modern elegance. Her gown, jet black, body skimming, with a daring but graceful thigh slit, moved like liquid as she walked, catching the ambient light in a way that made cameras flash like fireworks. Her hair was pulled back in her signature soft waves, her skin glowing with that unmistakable California radiance. Together they looked like the real-life version of Bond and his leading lady, but even that comparison hardly captured the chemistry they brought. It wasn't just their style, it was their aura. They looked deeply connected, happy, and fully in their element. The crowd outside buzzed the second they appeared. Paparazzi lenses tilted, guests paused mid-conversation, and whispers of "they're here" rolled through the air like ripples. Meghan Sussex smiled warmly to the photographers, but kept her focus on Harry, occasionally brushing his sleeve or leaning in to speak softly. A subtle show of the kind of intimacy that speaks louder than any headline. Once inside, the couple joined the swirl of glamorous guests. Kris Jenner's children, Kim, Khloe, Kourtney, Kylie, and Kendall, floated around the ballroom greeting friends, while iconic faces like Oprah Winfrey, Adele, Jeff Bezos, and Lauren Sanchez mingled near the mirrored martini bar. Everywhere, waiters passed trays of caviar blinis and mini truffle sliders, while the Bond theme played softly under the chatter. But when Harry and Meghan Sussex entered the main hall, there was an undeniable shift in tone. Everyone wanted a moment with them, not out of curiosity, but admiration. They carried themselves with the kind of confidence that comes from living authentically and gracefully, no matter the spotlight. Throughout the night, guests say the royal couple laughed easily and joined conversations about philanthropy, film, and global travel. Harry's charm was on full display. He was seen sharing a warm handshake with Kris Jenner's longtime partner Corey Gamble and chatting animatedly with Kim Kardashian about a recent charity initiative in Los Angeles. Meghan Sussex, meanwhile, spoke with Kris Jenner herself, the two women exchanging smiles and a friendly embrace that showed a genuine rapport. It's no secret that Meghan Sussex has earned admiration within Hollywood circles for her empathy, intelligence, and humanitarian work. And Kris Jenner, ever the networker and woman who appreciates power wrapped in kindness, has reportedly kept in touch with the Sussexes since they settled in Montecito. Their relationship isn't about tabloid noise. It's about mutual respect between two families who understand media on a master level and use it to build purpose-driven brands. As the party unfolded, music pulsed from a live band weaving classic Bond scores with jazzy pop remixes. Guests sipped champagne from gold-rimmed glasses, while holographic projectors splashed silhouettes of vintage Aston Martins and Bond logos across the walls. Meghan Sussex was seen laughing beside Adele and chatting briefly with Oprah, the three women forming a small circle of glowing energy that caught everyone's eye. At one point, Harry and Meghan Sussex were spotted slow dancing near the back of the room while the band played Skyfall, a small, private moment in the midst of glittering chaos. The way they moved together said everything: partners, equals, utterly at ease. What stood out most to everyone present was how grounded they remained amid all that glamour. They didn't come to steal the spotlight, yet somehow they illuminated the room. Meghan Sussex was generous with compliments, greeting Kris's daughters with warm hugs and genuine enthusiasm for the event's setup. Observers noted how she admired the Bond-themed decor, especially the sleek black and silver floral arrangements, and chatted with the event's creative director about how stunning the production looked. Meanwhile, Harry was at his charming best, joking with waiters, taking photos with a few fans, and raising a glass in toast when the birthday girl made her grand entrance. Kris Jenner, stunning in a custom white sequined gown, arrived to a thunderous happy birthday chorus led by her children. Meghan Sussex clapped and cheered, and Harry joined in, flashing that wide, genuine smile that always wins hearts. When Kris took the mic to thank her family and friends, she paused to acknowledge the diversity of people in the room, old friends, new allies, and those who've supported her through every reinvention. And there was a knowing glance in the direction of Harry and Meghan Sussex. Sources close to the event say Kris has long admired the couple's courage to redefine themselves and their work on their own terms, something she personally relates to as a woman who built an empire by reimagining what family and fame can look like. After the speeches, dinner was served under a canopy of crystal chandeliers. Each table shimmered with metallic accents and embossed menus labelled 0070, the Kris Jenner Experience. The Sussexes dined alongside a mix of A-listers and philanthropists, enjoying conversation that flowed from laughter to light-hearted debates about travel and film. Meghan Sussex was particularly animated when discussing women's empowerment in entertainment, gesturing gracefully as she spoke. Her laughter carried softly over the music, and even from across the room she exuded joy. The couple's ability to balance star presence with genuine warmth was magnetic. People leaned in when they talked, and more than one guest described them as the calm in the sparkle. As the evening progressed, the atmosphere turned into a full-blown dance floor celebration. A DJ took over from the band, mixing Bond anthems with contemporary hits, and the crowd came alive. Meghan Sussex kicked off her heels at one point, dancing comfortably beside Harry, who matched her steps with that relaxed rhythm we've seen in his more carefree moments. Cameras captured the two laughing openly, surrounded by a crowd of cheering guests. It wasn't just a party. It was a snapshot of freedom, friendship, and love. Later, outside on the mansion's terrace, the view of Los Angeles twinkled like a constellation. Meghan Sussex stood beside Kris Jenner and a few close friends as fireworks briefly lit the sky. They chatted quietly, sipping champagne, while Harry joined a small group of guests discussing environmental projects, a cause close to his heart. Those who witnessed it described the moment as serene, the Duke and Duchess, side by side, taking in the night like a couple who truly belonged wherever they chose to be. Their appearance at the party didn't feel performative. It felt natural. Harry and Meghan Sussex have spent the past few years crafting a life on their terms, focusing on humanitarian work, creative ventures, and family. Being there among friends, celebrating another woman who reinvented herself time and again, felt symbolic. Both couples, Jenner's empire and the Sussexes' purpose-driven brand, represent resilience, strategy, and evolution in public life. And last night was proof that authenticity always wins the room. As the clock neared midnight, guests began to trickle out, but not before one last toast. Meghan Sussex was seen thanking Kris personally for the invitation, exchanging a warm hug before she and Harry made their graceful exit. Their black-on-black outfits shimmered under the outdoor lighting as they walked hand in hand to their car, smiling to fans and photographers without any trace of pretense. It was the kind of exit that stays in everyone's mind, not dramatic, just elegant and real. Social media lit up within minutes of their departure. Clips and photos flooded timelines with captions like "Bond who," "Meghan Sussex and Harry just stole the show," and "the coolest couple in LA tonight." Fans couldn't stop talking about their looks, their ease, and the undeniable message their presence sent, that grace, love, and purpose are the new luxury. Even outlets that once obsessed over them from afar acknowledged how good they looked, how happy they seemed, and how seamlessly they've integrated into the rhythm of LA's elite circles without losing their authenticity. For squaddies watching from around the world, it was more than a fashion moment. It was affirmation. Seeing Meghan Sussex glowing beside her husband, embraced by friends, thriving in joy, reminded supporters why they stand behind her. It wasn't about glitz. It was about alignment, freedom, and light. In that Bond-themed fantasy world, the Sussexes represented something beyond celebrity. They embodied modern royalty, grounded in compassion, but unafraid to shine. As the night faded into early morning, the images told a story words barely could. A royal couple radiant in love, at peace with themselves, celebrating another woman's milestone with grace and authenticity. They were outside, yes, but not just outside a party. They were outside limitations, outside old narratives, outside anything that could ever dim their glow. Harry and Meghan Sussex looked not only hot and cool at the same time, they looked right at home in their world of choice. And for everyone who witnessed it, whether in person or through the flurry of social media highlights, one thing was certain. It wasn't just Kris Jenner's birthday. It was a celebration of evolution, connection, and the kind of joy that comes when people live exactly as they are meant to.